Have you ever wondered just how far the human body can be pushed? What if someone never slept again? Or pulled an airplane across a runway with their bare hands? What if your spine could twist like a snake's, so much that you could fold yourself into a suitcase? This is not science fiction. These are real people with real records that defy everything we thought was humanly possible. From towering giants who never stop growing, to Icemen who laugh in the face of hypothermia, to muscle-bound priests and contortionists who bend reality, literally. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most extreme Guinness World Records ever achieved by the human body. And trust me, number 1 is something your eyes won't believe. Welcome to Top Bit. Let's dive into the unbelievable. Number 10, tallest human in history, Robert Wadlow. Robert Wadlow stood at a staggering 8 feet 11 inches, 2.72 meters tall. Born in 1918 in Alton, Illinois, USA, he suffered from a rare condition known as hyperplasia of the pituitary gland, which caused an abnormally high level of growth hormone production. By the time he was just 8 years old, he was already taller than most adult men. And even as he approached adulthood, his height kept increasing, without stopping. When he passed away at the young age of 22, he was still growing. His size was so extreme that everything in his life had to be custom-made. His clothing, his shoes, his furniture, and even his bed. He wore shoes that were a mind-blowing size 37 AA, the largest shoes ever made. Despite his colossal frame, Robert was known for his gentle, soft-spoken personality. He never let his height define who he was as a person. He became somewhat of a local celebrity, traveling with circuses and promoting shoe companies, but he always stayed humble. Nicknamed the Gentle Giant, Robert remains the tallest human ever recorded in history, an unbroken record for over 80 years. He represents the incredible extremes the human body can reach, for better or for worse. Number 9, the Real Rainman, Kim Peek. Kim Peek wasn't a magician. He was a real-life memory master with a brain like no one else. Born in 1951, Kim could read 2 pages of a book at once, one with each eye, and he remembered nearly everything he ever read. By the time he was a teenager, he had memorized over 12,000 books. Phone books, maps, historical dates, nothing was too complex. He could tell you what day of the week any date in history fell on, or recite entire city maps from memory. Kim was the inspiration behind the film Rain Man, but unlike the movie character, Kim was far more extraordinary in real life. Doctors discovered his brain had unique wiring. He was missing the corpus callosum, allowing his brain hemispheres to share data in unusual ways, stunning scientists and audiences alike. His story reminds us human potential isn't just physical. It can also be a vast, mysterious world inside the mind. Number 8, oldest verified human, Jeanne Calment. French woman Jeanne Calment holds the verified world record for longest human lifespan, an astonishing 122 years and 164 days. She was born in 1875 and passed away in 1997, living through 2 world wars, the invention of the airplane, the moon landing, and the rise of the internet. Her life spanned 3 different centuries. Jeanne claimed her secret to longevity was simple: a diet rich in olive oil, regular consumption of dark chocolate, and staying physically and mentally active well into old age. She even rode a bicycle until the age of 100. More than her age, it was her attitude that inspired people. Witty, humorous, and sharp until the very end. Scientists studied her genes, her lifestyle, and even her social habits to understand what allowed her to live so long. Some even questioned whether it was truly her or a case of mistaken identity. But extensive verification proved her claim to be real. Her legacy lives on as the gold standard of human longevity. And more importantly, what kind of life would you want to live if you had over 120 years? Number 7, fastest human alive, Usain Bolt. In 2009, Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt stunned the world by running the 100-meter dash in just 9.58 seconds. This record-breaking moment took place at the World Championships in Berlin and has remained untouched ever since. His top speed during that sprint was clocked at an incredible 44.72 kilometers per hour, or about 27.8 miles per hour. This jaw-dropping performance earned him the nickname Lightning Bolt, and for good reason. He didn't just win races, he redefined the limits of human speed. Bolt's unique combination of height, stride length, reaction time, and raw power gave him a near superhuman edge. Scientists have analyzed his run frame by frame, trying to understand what made it possible. Despite his towering 1.95-meter frame, he moved with the fluid grace of someone half his size. His record represents the absolute peak of human sprinting ability, where biology, physics, and willpower collide. To this day, no one has come within striking distance of breaking his 9.58-second record. Number 6. Longest time without sleep. Tai Ngoc. Imagine staying awake for one night. Now imagine staying awake for over 50 years. That's exactly what Tai Ngoc, a man from Vietnam, claims to have done. Since 1973, he says he has not slept, not even for a minute. That's more than 18,000 days without rest. A claim that defies everything we know about human biology. Sleep is essential to survival, yet Tai Ngoc reportedly carries out his daily farming work like any ordinary person. He has been examined by local doctors and journalists, none of whom found any obvious health issues. While the scientific community remains skeptical, due to the lack of medical documentation, the story remains widely discussed. If true, his case would challenge every known theory about the brain, sleep cycles, and the limits of the human body. Sleep deprivation is known to cause cognitive failure, hallucinations, and even death. Yet Ngoc appears to function normally, performing physical labor and living a rural life in Quang Nam province. His story is one of the strangest and most controversial in the world of human endurance. Is it myth, miracle, or misunderstood biology? Either way, it forces us to rethink the boundaries of human sleep. Number 5. Largest lung capacity. Tom Sietas. German freediver Tom Sietas holds one of the most extraordinary records in human performance. He can hold his breath underwater for over 10 minutes. That's right, 10 full minutes without taking a breath. This feat pushes the human body's oxygen limits far beyond what most doctors consider safe. For comparison, the average adult male has a lung capacity between 3 to 5 liters. Tom's lung capacity nearly doubles that, allowing him to store and efficiently use oxygen like a human submarine. He trained for years in both physical and mental disciplines, slowing his heart rate, reducing oxygen consumption, and calming his mind. In one event, he managed to remain submerged for 22 minutes using pre-breathing techniques with pure oxygen. His accomplishments have been studied by medical experts and Navy training programs alike. They want to understand how far the body can be trained to survive without air. Tom's abilities push the boundary of breath holding to almost superhuman levels. It's not just physical endurance, it's total control of the mind and body under extreme pressure. He didn't just break a record. He redefined what lungs and human determination can do. Number 4, the world's strongest priest, Kevin Fast. Most people think of priests as peaceful spiritual leaders, but Kevin Fast is anything but ordinary. This Canadian priest holds multiple Guinness World Records for feats of raw strength. He's pulled a 189-ton plane all by himself. He's dragged heavy trucks for more than 30 meters across solid ground. Kevin combines faith with force in a way the world has never seen. He has flipped massive vehicles, lifted concrete blocks, and pulled houses. What makes it more incredible? He never stopped preaching. He says his faith gives him the strength to do the impossible. People come to see him expecting a sermon and leave in awe of his strength. He's become a global icon, proving that belief and brawn can go hand in hand. Whether he's in church or on the world stage, Kevin Fast remains a symbol of spiritual and physical power. Not just a strong man, but a man of strong spirit. He doesn't just lift weight, he lifts hearts. Number 3, longest survival without food, Angus Barbieri. In 1965, a Scottish man named Angus Barbieri did something that still leaves scientists in disbelief. He voluntarily stopped eating for over a year. Yes, you heard that right. Angus went an astonishing 382 days without consuming solid food, living only on tea, coffee, sparkling water, and vitamin supplements. At the start of his fast, he weighed 456 pounds, 207 kilos, and by the end, he had dropped to just 180 pounds, 82 kilos, all under strict medical supervision. Doctors at Maryfield Hospital in Dundee closely monitored his condition, expecting complications. But instead, Angus showed remarkable physical and psychological adaptation. He continued living at home, even helping out at his family's fish and chip shop, proving that his mental clarity remained intact. He would check into the hospital regularly for tests, but otherwise went about his life as normally as possible. Most of us can barely imagine going a day without food, but Angus turned that into a record-breaking journey of over 12 months. His case shattered previous assumptions about human metabolism, fat reserves, and fasting tolerance. To this day, no one has survived longer without food under clinical observation. Angus Barbieri didn't just lose weight, he rewrote the limits of human endurance. His story isn't just about willpower or discipline. It's about how the human body, when pushed under extreme yet controlled circumstances, can do the unimaginable. Angus passed away in 1990, but his record still stands, and likely always will, as one of the most unbelievable demonstrations of survival ever documented. Number 2, the most cold-resistant human, Wim Hof. Think you're good at handling cold weather? Meet Wim Hof, the Iceman from the Netherlands. He holds over 20 world records related to extreme cold exposure. He once sat in a tub of ice water for nearly 2 hours, and his core body temperature didn't even drop. He's climbed snowy mountains wearing nothing but shorts, including Mount Everest. That's right, no shirt, no shoes, just sheer willpower. What's his secret? A special breathing technique that he developed himself. It allows him to control his body temperature, immune system, and even pain. Doctors and scientists around the world were stunned. So they studied him, and the results were shocking. His breathing method showed real effects on inflammation, stress hormones, and energy levels. Wim believes that anyone can learn it, and that we all have hidden potential waiting to be unlocked. Number 1, the most flexible human, Zlata Julia Günthel. Standing at 175 meters tall and weighing just 54 kilograms, Julia Günthel, better known as Zlata, has earned the title of the most flexible person on Earth. But she's not just flexible, she's otherworldly. Zlata can twist, bend, fold, and contort her body in ways that seem to defy every law of human anatomy. Her joints are so hypermobile, it's as if her skeleton were made of rubber instead of bone. She can stand on one leg while lifting the other behind her back and flipping it over 180 degrees, just to grab a coffee pot between her toes and pour a drink. She can bend forward until her head pokes clean through her legs, forming an impossible U-shape with her body. In one of her most famous stunts, Zlata folds herself entirely into a suitcase just 50 centimeters wide. An adult woman folds herself into a space barely big enough for a house cat. Her performance isn't just visual, it's physical art. Zlata once broke a record by popping 3 balloons with her back in just 12 seconds, an act that combines balance, precision, and raw flexibility. Her incredible control over each muscle group makes her not just a contortionist, but a living marvel. These records aren't just cold statistics. They are living, breathing individuals who showed the world. The human body can go far beyond ordinary limits. Whether it's strength, endurance, flexibility, or sheer willpower, they remind us that the only real boundaries are the ones we place in our minds. So, where is your limit? Have you ever tried pushing past your comfort zone to discover what you're really capable of? Let us know in the comments which record blew your mind the most. And if you love countdowns like this one, don't forget to subscribe to Top Bit for more. Stay curious. And dare to go beyond your limits.